Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Riga. So, today webinar is going to be the U.S. election. As you guys know, next week is going to be the United States election. Yeah, next week is going to be the United States election, and we need to talk about the U.S. election because U.S. is the biggest economy in the world, and not only the biggest economy in the world. Any political event that is happening in the United States, mostly there's always an impact in the market. That's the fact. Whether you are trading forex or you are trading stock or even gold, that is meta, there's always an impact. So you can already feel the impact for this last week, right? Yeah, since a Monday, today is already Thursday. You can already feel the impact of the kind of U.S. election because a lot of strange movements or unpredicted moves already start happening. So just kind of deem it fit to explain to you guys the U.S. election and what you approximately might be like, what the market is expecting, investors, traders, and everything, what they will be expecting. So without further ado, I'll give you the breakdown for the U.S. presidential, the Senate, and the House of Assembly election, which is in next week, Tuesday. I think, yeah, next week, Tuesday, the 3rd of November. I talked to some people, I was in kind of a chat, some like today or yesterday or so, and I advised those new guys that if you want to be trading even this period from that, it was yesterday I was giving the advice, so I decided to do the webinar today. If you decided to trade even during this period from this week and up till the end of next week, what you have to do, you have to minimize a risk. You have to minimize your risk. Like if maybe you are using one standard loss size, it is good for you to decrease your risk in order for you to be able to because the market is kind of unpredictable. You cannot predict the market during this week and next week. Why? Because there's kind of some strange movement that is happening. You can see the US dollars, Japanese yen spike up or spike down. Even the currency pair that is not related to the US dollars. Just imagine yesterday, British pound JPY was just crashing. US dollars, US dollars, British pounds were crashing, and JPY USD was kind of going up. So, in other words, you cannot predict the market this time around. So, I'll give you two scenarios what might happen. If you have any question, feel free to type it at the right hand corner of your screen, and I will answer your question in a due time. That being said, I will tell you what I think will happen next week, and while I'm explaining this stuff for you, I still remind you, if you want to even trade at all for today, tomorrow, and all through next week, reduce your risk. It is very important to reduce your risk because there's a lot of volatility in the market, and when there's a lot of volatility in the market, it is not good for traders. It's good for some trader because and it's not good for some trader because in forex market, you win, you lose. That is how it is. So just imagine you finish doing your technical analysis. Okay, let me open the British pound US dollars. I'll use this as a case study. The British pound US dollars. This is how we use this as a case study. And what happened last week? I believe last week we were doing this technical analysis, right? And I said that the US dollars JPY, based on technical analysis, it broke very important level. Let me put it on the line chart, and I will hit it at this zone. You can see this region. The price broke this region last week. Even when you put it on the weekly time frame, you can see that it's even a very strong zone. So it's kind of a very strong zone on the weekly and on the daily time frame. This is this resistant level. I will say exactly at approximately 1.3058. That is where the price broke. And based on technical analysis, when the price breaks some significant level, then that's to show that the trend already changed and it already started making new highs and new lows. Put channel. Sorry, just this was last week. You can see it's kind of a channel up. This was the resistant level 1.3050 that was holding this price. When this price broke this strong resistance, it was a previous support that becomes resistance. The more realistic direction that the price supposed to go this week supposed to be this region, and more or less this region makes kind of new highs. That is based on technical analysis. And how would that happen? The price would need to make is this previous resistance supposed to become support. So the price supposed to hold at this region in order for the price to continue moving to the upside. Later. Yeah, you are correct. Matrix later. You are absolutely correct. There's going to be big impact. But I will give you the two point of view. If Donald Trump wins, or if if Joe Biden wins the election next week, there's definitely going to be an impact. If the impact is going to be high, I don't know. If the impact is going to be low, I don't know. But I would before I get to that next week, my prediction. I'm telling what happened the previous week, it was on Friday when I gave this technical analysis that the price broke very strong resistant level, a significant resistant level. Let me add this line. Yeah, it was kind of a very strong significant level which the price broke last week. Yeah, that region. Go back to candle. Yeah, so when this price broke this zone last week, what it's supposed to do, this is the daily time frame, it make a pullback at least to the 50% and form support at this region in order for the movement to continue to the upside. That is FS Rabbit, how are you? So that is how it's supposed to be. But look what happened. When the price broke, it came to retest and it was unable to retest, and boom, the channel is already broken. Okay, a breakout is already occurred. Why? Because the US election is fast approaching next week, and there's a lot of movement that is not based on technical analysis but based on fundamentals. That is the reason that's my view, the reason why the US dollars is kind of crashing. So what will happen right now? We have this chart based on the daily time frame. So what I would do, I'll put this zone. Yeah, so this is kind of a support level which we are looking at right now. This is a support level. So this is a support level which we are looking at right now at 1.27. So the breakout already occurred, and what are you looking at right now? The price broke and came to retest and started moving downward. So and the next significant support level is at 1.27 1.2770 or thereabout this region. That is the next support level. So look what will happen. Regardless of who wins the US election, Donald Trump or Joe Biden, I'll give you two cases based on if you are trading stocks, it's going to be like this. Based on the recent polling, these opinion polls, Joe Biden has been leading President Donald Trump by approximately or average of national polling average of 9 points. And for those swing states that he needs to win, He's kind of pulling average, I would say 5-6 points. So he is in a good position to win the US presidential election. I'm talking about Joe Biden. But don't forget, 4 years ago, by this time 4 years ago, it was still the same situation. Everybody already concluded that Hillary Clinton will win the election, that is already a done deal, that this, that, and this. What happened? What we discovered that sometimes the election, the opinion poll might not be accurate, and which end up to be the same. The opinion poll was not accurate, and Donald Trump went on to win the US presidential election based on the electoral college map. But 4 years ago and now will not be the same. Why? If you look at the for those states that Donald Trump won, those swing states that he won the electoral college map, that he used to win the presidential election, he won it barely by 100,000 votes or so. In combined, less than 200,000 votes he used to win those swing states. His current approval rating is still, or his support base is still 41%. And if you look at Joe Biden's support base, it is 50 above 50%, or I would say exactly 50%. So Joe Biden has at least 50% approval rating, when Donald Trump has 42%. So if you go back to 4 years ago, 2016. If you go back to 2016, Hillary Clinton never got to 50%, and Hillary Clinton was totally disliked by majority of the United States citizens. Majority of US dislike Hillary Clinton. You can see Joe Biden this time around is likable. Even when Donald Trump did everything to make Joe Biden to look bad, he's still likable. He has that 50%. When Hillary Clinton was in leadership, what went from? FS Rabbit, I would say the reason after the election that the USJPY went like that is because people were not expecting Donald Trump to win. But this time around, it's kind of 50-50. I would say 50-50. If you ask any analyst or pool washers, they will say you that 4 years ago teach them a lesson, and the lesson is never say never. So Donald Trump has 50% chances, or I would say 41% chances to win this election, and Joe Biden has approximately 50% chances to win the election. So it's kind of still open race. It's still open race. So in general, what I would try to say, if by the election is on Wednesday, right? The election is on Wednesday, right? So by on Thursday, if the results start coming out, and maybe the opinion polls also say that, hey, Joe Biden already wins the election, or he won the election, nothing is going to happen that's like significant in terms of crashing of the market or so. No, it will not happen. Why it will not happen? It's just like this. I will tell you. If Joe Biden wins the US election and Democrat takes over the Senate, and they retain the House of Representatives, like they are totally in control, the market, whether stock, US dollar, JPY, or something like that, will rally to the upside. Why will it rally to the upside? You know, some people will tell you, well, when Joe Biden wins, the currency or stock is going to come down. No, it will not decline. I'm telling you, next week, mark my word, or there will not even be any movement. I will tell you the reason why. It might go up, the stocks continue its bullish move, or it remains the same, flat. FS Rabbit, the mail-in ballots, Donald Trump already discredited that, already discredited it so much that It might end up in the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court is overwhelmingly Republican. So, in other words, it's going to be a disputed election. But I'll tell you, but why it might not end up in the U.S. Supreme Court this time around. You know, a lot of people will tell you that, hey, it's going to end up in the U.S. Supreme Court, this or that. I will tell you directly, I don't think if it will end up in the U.S. Supreme Court. You ask me, the reason is simple. Right now, after Donald Trump starts saying, hey, mailing ballot is fraud, they want to steal the election and everything, you can see the turnout, early voting now, the turnout. Not in mailing ballot. No, it's not mailing ballot, but the turnout, people going to the pool to vote, early voting, already surpassed 40% of 2016. So it might backfire against Republicans. They might be thinking, hey, you know what, we'll go to Supreme Court, we're going to win and everything. It might not be that easy. Why I said it might not be that easy is simple. Because the turnout is very high at this point in time. Yeah, the turnout is very high at this point in time, so it might not go there. Just imagine those blue, what they call it, the blue or the Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. By election night, they call the winner, and the winner is kind of Joe Biden. You want to think that they want to go to Supreme Court? No, because opinion poll, even the poll before the election day, was showing that Joe Biden is winning. So how would you want to go to Supreme Court and Supreme Court will say, oh, you know what, this, that? It will not happen. It will not happen. So in other words, all this kind of disputed election and everything, the only what I will tell you is this: the only state that they might contest is still going to be Florida. And you know, Florida is kind of a state that you win with less than 100,000 or 50,000 votes. So they might contest that result or so, or mailing ballot. They will say, hey, the mailing ballot, you don't need to count it after way on time. But if majority of the citizen already came out right now, I would say more than 40.5 or 45% already came out now to vote. So how would they dispute the election? By election day, maybe they might already count 60% or 70% of the vote. So it's not going to be that, it will not be that easy. It will not be that easy, I would say. So minus that, let's minus the disputed election, let's wake up on Thursday morning next week and we'll see that Joe Biden wins. Some people will tell you, hey, you know what, the stock is going to crash. Stock is not going to crash. As I was saying before earlier on, if Joe Biden wins and the Democrat wins the Senate and they retain the House of Assembly representative, stock is going to go up. The reason why stock is going to go up is because investors and traders, they are going to be optimistic that the coronavirus stimulus bill is going to be passed, and there's going to be a lot of money in circulation, which is 3 trillions. That is 3 trillions. But where there's going to be a where there's going to be the market is going to be missed or maybe declined, it's going to be like this. Just imagine Joe Biden wins the U.S. He wins the U.S. Presidential election. Republican keeps the Senate. They are still in charge of the Senate, and Democrat is in charge of House of Representatives. The market is going to be like, oh, it's going to be difficult for it's going to be difficult for them to make deals. This, that. Yeah, we can see the market might decline. Even the US dollar might depreciate. And lastly, if Donald Trump wins the election, he has a outside chance at this point in time, outside chance for him to win the election. But I will tell you that he has strong base of 41%. So I will tell you Donald Trump has at least 41% chances to win the US presidential election. So if by on Thursday we wake up in the morning and Donald Trump remains the is re-elected as the president of the United States, but Republican lost the Senate, and they lost they still could not regain the House of Representatives, the same situation is still going to happen. The market is going to crash because why? Republican is no longer Republican is no longer in control of the Senate, and they are not in control of the House. So the market is going to crash down. But finally, where you can see that the market will make a U-turn right now while it's falling, to just rally up by the end of next week or so, it's going to be like this. If President Trump wins the presidency, he got re-elected, and a Republican kept the House of Senate, like the Senate, then what will happen? Maybe at this point in time they have outside chance to win back the House of Representatives, but maybe they still win the House of Representatives. So Republican will still continue their government. Then investors and traders, they will say, "Oh, Republicans are in control. There's not going to be tax. Is not going to be increased. They can easily pass new stimulus deal." So what will happen? We might see a spike to the upside. So in my conclusion for next week, it's going to be like this, regardless of who wins. If Vice President Joe Biden wins next week presidential election, and Democrats managed to reclaim the House of the Senate, and they retain the House of Representatives, that's when we need to see a strong spike move to the upside. If none of that happens, maybe Donald Trump re-elected, it will not be surprise. He is the president right now. For the last 20 years or 30 years in the United States, only once or two times, I would say two times. For the last 40 years in the United States, it's only twice that a president was not re-elected. Jimmy Carter and Bush, the Bush, only twice. So it's not going to be surprised if Donald Trump is re-elected as the president of the United States. So nothing really might happen if he's re-elected and everything remains the same the way it is right now. There's not going to be any significant move to the market. But what I will tell you, why I'm doing this webinar today, is just simple. Don't take unnecessary risk. Starting from now till the end of next week, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, just the same way this volatility is, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. So you don't need to take any type of unnecessary risk. Reduce your lot size. If you are trading one standard lot size, from now till next week, you reduce it to 0.5 or whatever you want to reduce it. You will not use from now till next week to be a millionaire. But if you keep your your risk the same and everything, you might use from now till next week to be in a negative zone. That's the reason why I'm doing this webinar, to advise you guys, because it's just get it like this. Look, presidential election, US, a very important fundamental issue is around the corner. COVID-19. In Europe, they're already in the second wave. In the US, they said it's in the third wave. So the case is skyrocketing. So we still have another fundamental, which is pandemic happening. So there's a lot of bounces in the movement of the currency and stocks. So that's the reason why you can see since October, it is very difficult to trade the market. If you trade live account, and also you will know what I'm talking about, since October is kind of extremely difficult because there's a lot of bounce. There's a lot of bounces. It's kind of difficult. So guys, this is the analysis for the US presidential election next week, and wishing you very good luck and trade safe. Take less risk. See you next week, Thursday or Friday, maybe the post. That's going to be the review of the post election, what happened. To me, if you ask me who I really want to be at the White House starting from next year, actually it's going to be Joe Biden. The reason why I said it's going to be Joe Biden, the chaos is already so much right now. So when you have a lot of chaos, you need something to calm down. So the chaos is too much. The stock market, everything is bouncing here and there. So in other words, we need somebody that is not Donald Trump in the White House, so that the thank you, FS Rabbit, so that the movement, the stock and everything will start moving smoothly. So guys, see you next week, and remain blessed. Good luck with your trade, and see you on Thursday. Bye bye for now.